All right, we got another game. Gonna go for the triple formation as usual. He does as well. It's weird. Tries to get the corner. It's not a good place to start. It's a really weird move to start. Okay, that... I don't even know what to say about that move. Like, that's just something you don't do. You basically start off by essentially giving me everything. And you don't really... I mean, you get this, but it's not really that much, you know? Yeah, that really wasn't worth it for him. I mean, this is still not clean. There's still a lot of Aji down here, honestly. There's still some Aji down here. I'm just not going to do it right now, but it's definitely not clean. I'm actually playing the fighting thing on purpose, just to see how well he responds. There are certain moves he can definitely do. That would actually give me a lot of trouble. I think this would have been like the worst move he could do, so I'm actually going to let him Hane that. And, well, I'm going to fly the corner first, but outside of that, yeah. Then I'm actually going to come out. I wasn't a good play by me, but, you know, like, I take a lot of risks when I'm playing, like, lower ranked players, and that wasn't really a worthy one. I really don't know if that was good either, but whatever. He could cut here. He could actually cut here. That's useless. His attack isn't very effective because he can cut here. Especially now since he has that Hane, but that's perfectly fine. It's definitely risky to do this. I am definitely not playing well right now. That was a bad trade for him. That was a really bad trade for... Well, I think that was a pretty bad trade for him. It's okay to get the opening out here, but you just gave away like the entire side here, and I don't really know how he's going to get enough points now. And the thing is, like, there's really nothing in there now, because I'm really strong over here. He doesn't have enough, he doesn't actually have enough liberties to do anything. I can just do this and he's dead. This game's gonna have a huge amount of mistakes that both I and him made. I'm really not paying attention that much, but he's definitely making a ton of mistakes that he could have easily taken advantage of me. Let's go ahead and do this and kill this. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that actually. I think I can do this. That's not really all that useful. I'm just going to take this. That's perfectly fine. That's not really a big deal. That's already connected through, so it's really not a big deal. And now we start with over here. Not really trying to kill this group. Just maybe put some pressure. And get some sentes and some territory and stuff. Kind of like this. You know, just solidify my points more. That's a horrible move. Those two aren't worth much. And having me, like, extend out, like, this puts this group in danger. You should these two are worth, like, 4 points. You should just sacrifice those two. You should absolutely just freaking sacrifice those two. Okay, now he resigned, because he's basically dead here, too. So, there were a lot of mistakes in this game. I'm playing, like, I'm not really even thinking at all of these games, unless I, like, put myself, like, critically down or something. But, like, I generally would play a lot better against someone in my rank. But the thing is, like, playing by instinct, like, sometimes you mess up reflexively. But either way, there are a lot of mistakes made in this game. I went for the triple star connect, one of my favorite variations. He does that too. I don't know about that move. I mean, it's not bad, but I feel like the lower knights move is actually a lot better. But regardless, that's not a very good move to start out right now, because you're trading away too much influence on top, and it's not really sure what you're going to get here. So that's a horrible move. That's a really, really bad move. It lets me come down here. You want to keep your shape. Shape is really important. So this is how to not do invasions. You really want to do like something like this, because I'm not going to let you charge. So I'm basically going to let you do this. If you do it this way, I'm essentially going to let you do this. I'll trade away the couple of points on bottom for the influence on top, because that's generally what you would actually do when you do something like this. This stone is pretty light. There's not really that much to it. And realistically, if you do this, like, I could even think about just doing this, but I'm not going to do that right now. But, like, you know, that's the traditional type of move. That's the traditional type of move for this type of invasion, and you would just do something like this. If he Hanes on top, you would just go ahead and do this, and then you would go somewhere else. You give away, like, these points down here, and you get some influence up here, definitely. And that's basically how that plays out. But you generally wouldn't actually invade here. Not right now, at least. Of course, that's really bad. You let me do this. This stone you have to, you absolutely have to connect. There's no reason why you wouldn't connect, because I mean like this does get you back. This does actually connect, and I don't think I can break you here. I mean, it's not good. It's definitely not good for. It's definitely not good for white. And like this cut now, this cut is much more of a. If I do this now, like if these liberties weren't here, like this cut is much more problematic for black, because these two stones are heavier than that one stone was. So realistically, if he actually connected, I would actually have to do this, which is fine, because like now your corner is not secure at all. Sure, you get some on my side, but you know, it's like this isn't great for white either. This definitely isn't great for white for either. But doing this, that makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense at all, because these three stones are still pretty weak. I was able to do that. You get that. Do that, and then I just protect the corner. Right? Like white didn't like. Yeah, sure, white broke my side a little bit, but that really doesn't do anything. Like you gave up a lot on breaking the side. You let me take this. Let me get pretty strong over here, and then, you know, I got the sente, so I got the corner. Of course, that's a really bad move too, because that just solidifies my entire corner. Then you do this. I mean, this is still not a great shape. Do that. I'm gonna invade here. That's actually not something I should do. I honestly probably should have just done this. Remember that lesson I did a few weeks ago about not separating yourselves into two distinct weak groups? That's actually what I'm doing right now. You shouldn't actually do this. But I'm just doing this just because I want to see what he does. Like, a lot of times when I'm playing 5Qs, like much lower ranked players, I'm just basically testing to see like how they react. If I was playing like 5-6 Dan, I wouldn't do this. I would probably either jump, or I would do something like this to kind of like get my shape going there. But either ways, I do this. That's not too bad. I jump up. He separates, which is right. Then he does this. I have to do that. He does this. I do this. Now, this move here, like if I were a white, this is easily the move. That completely surrounds black. He has no way to get out. And this shape is not very easy to actually live. I would, at this point, probably do something like this. But the thing is, like, this is actually pretty hard to make two eyes, is the thing. This is definitely like pretty dang hard to make two eyes. Like I might do something like that. And then like if he comes down, I might retreat or something. But then, you know, you do this stuff. You generally do like this stuff. Generally do this stuff, and it's actually quite hard to make two eyes. It's actually quite hard to make two eyes here. Obviously if you do this, I do this, that's gonna be two eyes. But here's the thing, like, if you do like something like this, and I take this, and you do this, it's not two eyes. So making two eyes is actually quite difficult here. Making two eyes is actually very, very difficult here. So that might have just killed me right. That honestly might have just killed me right there. So this is the move that you would definitely want to make here. This is the move that you definitely want to make here. If he does this, you definitely want to do this. You don't want to extend in right here, because that gives him this, and now these are all sente. Like, yeah, sure, you can take these two, but then, you know, like, he has a way to actually make things work out down here. Whether do something like that or whatever. He has ways to actually, like, make eyes down here. You don't really want to do that. I would think you would just kind of want to, if you want to kill him, like, I think this, either connecting or just doing this is the best move. Depending, because like connecting, if you connect, he doesn't have, that's not sente. So the connecting actually might be better. I'm not really sure. So, like, but if he does this, if he actually does this, I would be in a lot of trouble. And that's exactly what I would have done. I knew about this move, but I just wanted to see if he could do it or not. Like, if he actually did that, I would be at a huge, huge loss. So realistically, when he does this, I do this. I should actually probably do something like this, because he can't really disconnect me. I mean, if he does this, I just do that. He takes. But now, like, you know, he has that. So you know, like this is just not a very good idea. Realistically, when he goes here, I need to do this right away. And then just come out here. Yes, that sucks. He gets the Hane, but I can just, you know, kind of do this. It's okay down there. So like that's why the double invasion is not. That's actually why the double invasion is not a very good idea. That's why the double invasion is not a very good idea. Either this or like I could just jump up here, and if he does this, you know, like I can just try to parlay this, you know. I can just try to parlay this. Actually, you wouldn't really do that, I guess, because I can just go in here and that's fine. But that's probably what I should have done when he actually did this. I could have just done that. And because I have this pressure up here, he might have to do something like this, and then it becomes like a real fight. It becomes an actual fight, and I don't think this is alive. It might be, though. It actually might be. Because, yeah, this is Sente, so that's actually alive. So, remember, like, this he has to do this. If he does this, then, you know, this is like, he's kind of screwed there. So, he actually has to, if you do this, he does actually have to fix something like this. But then, you know, like, you know, there's problems like this. And that's actually, and I have the ladder there. So the thing is, yeah, I mean, I misplayed here because I didn't really take any time to think. I should have just played here. But overall, this wasn't a very good move. This wasn't a very good move. I will probably, you know, I will probably play this variation a couple of times just to see how this all comes out. He does this, I jump. But the thing is, like, he could have also just not, he could have, like, also just, you know, like, not done anything. He could have just come out here and then try to kill the stone this way. And then I would probably be forced to do something like that and see what happens. But then, you know, like he has an attack on this stone down here. So there's a lot of like changes in this. But overall, I wouldn't actually say you should do this move. You should probably just do this. And if he wants to take an extra stone to get this side, then you can just take the corner, you know. You're not actually behind in this case. Like black's actually not behind in this case. So that's not too bad. And, you know, like always, there's always stuff like this down here because this just isn't very clean. This honestly just isn't very clean. You can also just start right there. This honestly just isn't that clean because there's always this like little peep right here. So there's always some Aji in that corner. So black's actually not. So he missed a great opportunity just to kill me right there. Like, at this point, like, this is deadly. Like, this is pretty much... Black's pretty much dead in there if you do this. Black is, like, pretty much 100% dead if you do that in there. So, yeah. Not really sure why I didn't. I guess he just didn't see it. That's that move. I was like, I wonder... Like, the whole time I was playing this, I was like, I wonder if he knows how to do that move. But he didn't, so I'm cool. I'm good. That, obviously, I'm not going to take any risks there. I have to come out now. I'm going to fly first just to get the corner thing, and then I'm going to come out. That's not a very good move. That's not a good shape, and it lets me Tiger's Mouth out. And then, of course, that. That's good. And then, like, that's not such a big deal. I mean, it sucks to let him Hane this, but I still kind of get the bottom here. That's kind of weird. He does that. That's actually not a good move at this point because you have this thing here. So the thing is, like, if he extended in here, I'd actually have a pretty hard time. Because I would have to do this. Like, usually if you extend, you would do something like this. But, you know, like, I really don't feel that good about this. I really don't feel that good about this because he can, like, he can actually come up and do that. And then, like, that would actually give me some trouble. I don't know. Actually, no, he doesn't have enough liberties. But the thing is, like, he can actually, like, that's always a possibility. Or, like, you know, that's always kind of a possibility. And if he does this, then this is dead in here. So I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good about this move. Like, if I was white, I would have definitely extended this way. And see what you did. Because, like, I would probably have to block, and then he could do this, which is a lot more effective than what he actually did. So yeah, that's like this. I think that move's the one to make. So I didn't feel good about this move, but I was like, yeah, whatever. He probably doesn't. Let's see if he knows how to play it. Like, actually, like when I play a lot of 5Q games, like sometimes I'll lose a game. Like sometimes, like if I just played safe and just like use like slow betting, like slow playing 5Qs, I'll always win. But sometimes I'll lose a game or two because I'm testing how they'll actually respond to certain things. Like, do you know how to kill like my group? And most of the times it'll actually be no, but once in a while it'll be yes, and I'll lose a game. As I go up in rank, I'll stop doing that as much because then they'll actually be able to kill my group. So he does this. I Hane over here, and that's kind of a useless move. That just gives me Sente, which lets me fly. I still don't feel great about this move because this group is still really weak. Here, if he wants to live, it's pretty easy. He just cuts here, and he's basically alive. There's essentially no way I'm going to do this because that's like, this is dead. So there's no way I'm going to do that. So he's basically alive if he does that. I'm not really sure if he sees this or not. But like, if you're trying to find a way to settle this group, like you have to be aware of things like that. So yeah, that's the way to actually settle that group. Does this, and it's also like doing this also affords me a lot of teaching opportunities because testing lower ranked players to see like how if they know how to actually react. Testing lower ranked players to see if they know how to actually react. Like if they don't know how to react, you can actually teach people like how they should have reacted, and if they actually reacted wrong. So this is really, really bad for black, and that's also a really bad move for black because there's really not much I can do if he does this. If he does this, because I can't really. I mean, like I showed you this before, right? Like this is like pretty bad for black generally. This is really bad for black. If he does something like this, I would have to go over something like this. He's basically alive. This wouldn't be like, and there's a lot of problems. There's actually quite a lot of problems here. So that bottom group is really not in any danger. This bottom group's really not in any danger because of this cut over here. So I don't know. That might have been the right move to make here. That might have been the right move to make, and he actually did do that move. Or, like the thing is, he could have actually he could have played out here as well, but then I would have done that. And if he does this, then, well, I'm going to connect this, and he probably would have done something like that's. I don't know if that move's good or not, but, he probably would have done something like this. And then I feel a lot better about attacking these three. But it still wouldn't be easy, It really still wouldn't be easy because my group's still in danger. So that's the thing. Like my group still would have been in danger here. Like this shape is not very good for black. There's a plethora of ways you can actually play this, and it's not good for black. But he didn't know how to play any of those. I connect. He does this. I extend. He takes it. This is probably the worst outcome from him. Yes, I don't like letting people get this one, but look how much he gave up. That solves like my problem with this group. It gives me a lot of points, and it gives me the entire corner. So that's a really bad That's actually a really, really bad outcome for him. All right, back to the game. Fox like blew up for some odd reason. So yes. So yeah. So essentially, at this point, like I'm way ahead in territory now because I have this whole side and corner, and all he has is this. So he's got to find some way to catch up, and he had a really good way to like not let me catch all of this and maybe even kill my group, but he played that completely wrong. That's not that useful of a move. I mean, I guess he kind of has to do it. So I'm going to strengthen my side over here just to solidify this. He tries to invade right now, but that's a bad idea because I'm very, very strong here. I do this. He does this. I just jump down here. I know there's no way he can make two eyes in there. He does this. I block. Just make it solid. And of course, is dead. He does that. So that's kind of threatening, but not really. I do this. He does this. I do this. He does this, Now that move, you can definitely capture this. So that kind of like puts this group out of danger, but I don't want to give up this stone. I had forgotten about that. So I don't know if I should have done this. I probably should have just done this. and fought over here. Because I can probably connect these two groups, and it's not really in any real danger. So I should have probably done that instead of go over the top. But that's what I did. That's what I did. I went over the top. He does this. I did this first. I could do this, have him do that, and then take this, but then this gives him, that lets him pop this, and I don't really want that to happen. I'm going to extend. He does that, and then he does this. Of course, like, I don't really care at this point. I just want to, like, get this group sort of out of danger, so I do this. And that clears up my problems. He does this. There is still a little bit of Aji down here, but it's not that big of a deal. And plus, at this point, I have this entire side. This is all dead. I'm pretty much ahead anyways. I'm up by like 20 points, so I don't really care too much. So we're going to go down here and see what advantage we can get on this group. He plays this wrong, of course. I do this. He blocks. I do this. So this is where he actually makes a huge mistake. He does this, all right? You don't do that. You don't do that, okay? You basically, at this point... Hang on, stop. You, at this point, do this, okay? You just sacrifice these two stones. I mean, it's still not alive, but, you know, I'm probably not going to be able to kill you. You know, you just sacrifice those two stones, and you basically jump out here and make alive. All right. These two stones are worth exactly like 4 points. They're not worth very much. Like, my group in the corner is not really threatened. You can't really threaten me anywhere. And at this point, if you do this, I would probably just do this to solidify my corner territory and win by like 20, 30 points. That's exactly what I would do. And plus, your corner is not completely solidified here, even though it is mostly solidified at this point. All right. And there's really no way you can catch up from here on out. So that's actually what I would, that's how you should play that as white. Like, these two stones just aren't really worth all that much. But of course he does like the worst thing he can, and he lets me extend out. He does that, and then he resigns here because he realized he just lost. And yes, because like technically, like, I would probably just let him live. I would probably just do that. Let him do that, and then just like jump out here or something and get all this territory. And if you use the estimator, I'm up by like 50 points, so I don't really care. I mean, technically, like, I could be greedy and do something like this. He can't actually live down here. I don't think he can live down here. Like, I don't think there's any way. Yeah. Like, I technically could be greedy and do this, but, you know, then there's problems here. There might be problems here. There's probably not, but there could be a couple of problems there. There really isn't, but there could be. So I could win by 80, but, you know, in case I read something wrong here, why take that risk and not just, like, you know, at this point, you know, so if it was close, I would definitely like kill. If it was actually close, I would definitely kill this group. But it's not actually close. So why not just play it safe and win by 60 or 50 points instead? So I would have probably just done this because I don't really feel like calculating this out. But this group down here is actually dead. This group is definitely killable, and it's definitely dead. So I would just do this, take the 60-point win, and call it a day. So that's definitely the mistake that he actually made there. And this group, like I said, like, was never all that strong. You probably wouldn't be able to kill it, but it's not all that strong. And like his major mistake was this over here, because he could have threatened my group over here and not given up those stones. Like, trading this stone here, which is pretty big, but for all the side, definitely not worth it. So that's his major mistake. So that's the game for today. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.